Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great Wednesday today. Again, going through your check-ins that I asked you guys to complete on Monday before the office hours that I held. I noticed that a bunch of you guys were kind of talking about you just really needed some assistance with starting your research paper. So that's what I am going to model for you guys today. So what I've done is I've already gone through and I've just made my title and my left indentation section, which has my name, English 11, the date, and whatever. For you guys, it will be your period number. So I'm going to go through and model what an introduction paragraph should look like for your research paper. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is you guys should have out your research paper outline, your actual topic information. I'm actually going to cut this out because I'm just ignore that. So I just kind of wrote down some quotes that are going to help me for my introduction. So you may pull quotes from any part of your research to help with your introduction. You absolutely can have quotes in your introduction because that's part of your research paper is having quotes. So the first thing that I actually want to do is I'm going to indent. And I'm going to start off. So again, because I've been practicing this, I want to talk about cosmetology. So I'm actually going to come over to my research document now. And as you can see, I didn't pull a lot of quotes because you don't really need a ton of quotes for your introduction. So I have one from our Bureau of Labor Statistics. So again, I only have one quote that I found relevant from that website. And then I just did some general research and I found another website called What Does a Cosmetologist Do? And if you actually look, and I even went online and I made my citation in MLA format. So if you guys have not done this, you really need to go back and make sure that your website citations are done in MLA format, not just copying and pasting your link. So this was an EDU website. So I know that since it was an EDU website, that this is going to be where the information is going to be relevant. You've also noticed on my main idea, I've labeled them based on my career outline. So Introduction A, what is the career? Introduction B, provide a general overview. Introduction C, what are the duties and responsibilities of the career? So actually looking at this, I need to change that. Alrighty, so I am going to come up and right away, I'm going to just jump in and explain what a cosmetologist is. So cosmetology is a growing, and this is just me talking. So again, guys, it's however you want to address your intro. Like you just need to intro it the best way that you can. So cosmetology is a growing industry in the United States. However, many people do not, I'm not going to even say many people do not, but I'm going to say many people are not aware of the many different, I'm going to say hats, because they do a lot of different things that from my research I've learned, it's not just one element, it's multiple elements. So however, many people are not aware of the many hats that cosmetologists wear in order to be successful at their job. And when I spell something wrong, guys, the same thing with you, please go back and check your punctuation, check your spelling. I should not be getting any papers that have red lines in them. You really need to go through and make sure that this is done. Now, this is just your draft as a reminder, but particularly for your final draft, that needs to be sure your punctuation and spelling is on point, perfect, no mistakes. Okay, so cosmetology is a growing industry in the United States. However, many people are not aware of the many different hats that cosmetologists wear in order to be successful at their job. So now I feel like I need a quote here. So I'm also going to scroll down and pull this quote here. And I'm actually going to pull this IC quote first. So cosmetologist, I'm going to actually pull this piece here. Depending on what kind of job you get or career path you choose, your day-to-day activities can look completely different. So I'm actually going to kind of edit this a little bit because it has you in it, and that's not something that I'm trying to discourage you guys from doing. So there's multiple things. So again, guys, this is me. I'm literally filming myself as if I'm you right now. Like, this is my first time trying to write this myself. So bear with me as I kind of work through this process. So depending on what kind of, yes. So I'm going to copy. And I am going to paste this, but I know I'm going to be editing this a little bit. Oh, I need to actually go back and make sure, guys, when you're copying and pasting, you're pasting without formatting, because a lot of times it will format your paper weird and then your fonts can change. So just make sure everything is either in Arial, Times New Roman, or Calibri while you write your paper. So because this is a quote, I am going to put my quotations around it. So depending on what kind of job you get, okay, so depending on what kind of job a person wants to get or career path, I'm going to say, I'm actually just going to take off this career path piece here. Put a comma there. Your day-to-day activities can look completely different. Perfect. So I don't have any U's in there. I'm going to eliminate that period. I'm going to make my parenthesis. And again, because this is an MLA document, I'm going to put the title of my of the website. So going back over, I'm going to write, what does a cosmetologist do? And that's going to be my title for my in-text citation. Period. All right. So I'm kind of already jumping in and explaining, like, this cosmetology, it's very open-ended, and there's a lot of different like things that as a cosmetologist I would be able to pursue. So let's go through and read this again. So cosmetology is a growing, and you're constantly wanting to read back to yourself about this. Make sure it sounds really fluid. Cosmetology is a growing industry in the United States. However, many people are not aware of the many different hats that cosmetologists wear in order to be successful at their job. Depending on what kind of job a person wants to get, day-to-day activities, and again, I'm going through and making some edits, can look completely different. Perfect. So now I'm actually going to come up and I'm going to talk about the fact that cosmetology is a big branch of the beauty industry and what they actually do. So I'm going to copy and paste this, and that is okay if you have two quotes, one right after each other, as long as you're citing it. And if you guys notice, I changed this quote, but excuse me, let me try that again. I changed this quote, but I still cited it because 90% of this quote was not in my own words. So because the information is coming from another person, if you are not sure, cite it. I would rather you have like a million citations than not enough. All right, so now I'm going to talk about cosmetologists. So the career path, cosmetologists, and this is where I'm going to now copy and paste without formatting. So cosmetologists provide scalp and facial treatments and makeup analysis. All right, so I don't necessarily need to add this piece here. If you want to, like again, you can kind of cut and paste and decide where you want to put quotes throughout your paper. So again, I'm gonna come through here and I'm gonna say, let's come back up here and I'm gonna say Occupational Outlook Handbook. Period. At the end on the outside of the quote of the parenthesis. All right. So now again, I'm going to read it again. Cosmetology is a growing industry in the United States. However, many people are not aware of the many different hats that cosmetologists wear in order to be successful at their job. Depending on what kind of job a person wants to get, day-to-day activities can look completely different. Cosmetologists provide scalp and facial treatments and makeup analysis. Some also clean and style wigs and hair pieces. So this is supporting what has been previously said. So I would say the benefit of this career is that actually I'm going to stop before I go too far. I'm actually going to go back and double check my outline and make sure I'm going in the right direction. Duties and responsibilities. So I've talked about that. What are the duties? So those are some things I've mentioned, talked about what the career does and what is the career. So technically I kind of have everything that I need here, but I feel like it just needs something little ending. So I'm just going to write one more sentence and then I'll be done with the introduction. So cosmetologists are cosmetology is a career that provides many opportunities for variety in day-to-day life, as well as building personal relationships with clients and with clients, period. Because I know that's part of what hairstylists and cosmetologists do. You know, you're working one-on-one with people. So now I want to talk about what I'm getting ready to write about. So, cosmetologists do actually looking at this, I don't actually think I want to address anything else because that's what I'm going to be addressing later on in my paper. So for now, I'm going to stop there. And don't forget that you guys will eventually need to double space this. So you'll come up and double space it. And again, this is just a rough draft right now. It doesn't need to be perfect or beautiful. So there is always going to be room for improvement. So I don't want you guys to freak out and think that it needs to be perfect. Because guess what, guys? Mine isn't perfect either. I already know in my brain, because that's just who I am, like I want to go back and fix this already. But for now, I wanted you guys to hear my thought process, see how I'm pulling that information to make your introduction, and then going from there. So your next paragraph, and I will be making a whole nother video on this later, but your next paragraph is going to be about your education. So don't forget, you're going to jump right into education, which I will be filming in another video, which I hopefully will be posting later today. So thank you guys for following along with me as I go over this introduction to writing your research paper. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.